Yo, what's going on? It's Finance Mitch Money back with another video. Hope everybody's been doing good. Sorry I didn't upload last week. That was I know I literally said in the last video I was going to upload every week, but don't worry, it's going to be every week now for sure. I promise you that. I had some minor things come up that kind of really messed me up. So in this video, we are going to talk about the do's and the don'ts of what you should be doing during a stock market crash. I believe a lot of people, when they really go through a stock market crash, they don't really expect what's going to happen, and they think, oh yeah, blah blah blah, it's so easy. You know what I mean? It's kind of a little, honestly, like a psychological thing that really messes you up, because it's like you see all your investments going down and you don't know what to do. You know what I mean? You want to sell out and be like, but that's the last thing you want to do. The first thing that you shouldn't do during a stock market crash is sell out of your stocks. If they are down 5 to 10%, I understand it's really hard psychologically to hold on to those stocks, but you got to push through the long term. If you're investing in stocks, you shouldn't worry about what they do in the next 6 to 7 months or a year. You should be worried about what they do to 3 to 5 to 10 years down the line. That's when you really get the long-term effect of stocks. So if you have a market crash, and you shouldn't be worried about that, you should actually be happy that it happens. So then you can actually buy more shares of those companies at a cheaper price. Why do you think a lot of people say, and it happens, is a lot of riches are made during recessions? Because a lot of people aren't scared when they have money during recessions to go out and buy those things at a cheaper price, because they know it is at a cheaper price at that moment. So during a stock market crash, you should not sell out of your investments. You should hold on to them, and just, if you are like, oh my god, I want to sell out of them, you should just close your app, not even worry about it, not even look at the stock market, don't even look at anything to deal with the stock market. Just close it, don't even look at it, and you'll be fine. You shouldn't also worry about that your stocks are going down, because a stock market crash is like a short-term thing. If you look back on all the crashes that has happened, it normally takes maybe like at the maximum 5 to 7 years to bring back. So if you're not wanting to retire within the next 5 to 7 years, then why would you worry about your stocks going down like 20%? You know what I mean? You should be happy that they have gone down 20% or 10 to 15% if you're lucky, so you can actually purchase more of those shares and more of that company at a cheaper price than what you have paid for it at. So during a stock market crash, you should be wanting to buy more shares of companies instead of selling, because during a crash, it is the best time to buy companies, because a lot of people are afraid. They're afraid that, oh, everything just keeps going down. I'm going to put money into this, and I'm going to keep losing money and losing money and losing money. But at the end of the day, during a stock market crash, is the best time to buy stocks, because everything's going to be at a cheaper price. Everybody's scared to buy it, so of course it's going to be at a cheaper price during that time. Also, during a stock market downturn, I believe a lot of people just go in and buy random companies that they just don't know what it is. That's why before a market, when you're getting into the stock market in general, you should only be purchasing companies that you actually know at least somewhat of what they do. So then you're just like, if they go down, that means during a crash, let's say you bought a company that you don't even know what it is. Let's say you bought X. It sells cars, blah, blah, blah. You don't know it sells cars. You know what I mean? You just hear a lot of people talking about this stock X. So then you're like, oh my god, stock X went down. I hear a lot of people talk about that. Let me go and buy it. Blah, blah, blah. You go and buy it. What happens if it keeps going down more? You'd be like, what? I bought this stock and everybody's talking so good about it. But see, you should do your own research on stocks before you actually go and just purchase them. If they go down 10, 20%, there's a reason behind that. I mean, understand during a stock market crash, a lot of stocks go down 10 to 20%. And it's actually good to purchase those at that time. During a stock market downturn, don't just go out and buying random companies. Go out for buying companies that you actually want to hold for the long term, and that you believe in for the long term, that you don't mind if it goes down another 10, 15, 20%. Hold them for the long term and buy them for the long term. This is something that I have personally went through recently while the stock market actually crashed in March. I believed, this was my first stock market crash that I've actually went through. I thought it was going to keep going down and down and down. It was down, the Dow was down 10,000 points. And I was like, no, it'll probably go down to more, 15, 20,000. You know what I mean? It's going to be the perfect time to buy. But then when it got down so low, I did buy while it was going down. I'm lucky I did that. But I thought it was going to go down even lower, and I was just going to throw a whole bunch of money in there. But see, right when I was like, yeah, it's going to keep going down, next thing you know, it went up 5% or I think it was like 3, honestly. That'd have been a crazy day if it went up 5%. But it went up like 2 to 3% one day, 2 to 3% next day, and it just kept steady going up, going up. I'm like, no, it's gonna go back down, because months before, weeks before, it just kept going down, down, down. And when it had an up day one day, the next day it was just a down day. So I was like, yeah, it just keeps going up and down. It'll go down again. But no, I learned the hard way, and it just kept going up and up and up and up. But at least I purchased some stocks during that downturn. But when a stock market crash is happening, don't think it's going to keep going down and down, because eventually it's going to get to that point where people are like, everything's undervalued, and just start buying everything. You know what I mean? So during a stock market crash, just buy consistently during a crash. Don't just think, yeah, I'm going to wait till it goes down this much and then buy. Also, don't go off of other people's information during that. Don't really listen to other people during a crash, because a lot of people get really scared and really nervous during a crash because they don't like seeing their stocks down 20%, 30%. They like seeing them up, you know what I mean? Of course, everybody likes seeing the green. Well, besides me, I like seeing the red, because then I like to get more, you know what I mean? It's just kind of that psychological thing. But yeah. But a lot of people, just when they see their stocks down 10, 15, 20%, they get scared and they want to sell out. They sell out, and then they go telling their friends, yeah, I'm going to sell out. Oh, yeah, it's going to keep going down 50, 60%. That's when I go buy back in. But some people's luck, you know what I mean? It goes down. Ends up going down 20 to 30%. But then they like, oh, yeah, I'm going to wait till 40%. Then right when it gets to 35, they're like, no, I'm going to wait till 40. And next thing you know, it goes up, and there you go. They lost all the money that they would have made during that time if they would have just bought whenever it was going down. So don't listen to other people's information. Go off your own information, because then if you say something goes wrong, you know what I mean, it goes, oh man, and then you can't look back and be like, man, I shouldn't have listened to their information. It's your own information you're going off of, which you should be going off your own information during a crash. What you should be doing during a stock market crash is buying more of the companies that are on sale that you own. Let's say you're owning Starbucks and it's down, you have it at cost basis at $75, it's down to like $60, $55. Why don't you put more money into that and purchase more of those shares so you can lower your cost basis? A stock market crash is honestly one of the best things, honestly, and you should be happy that it's going on, because you should be wanting to buy more of those companies at a more of a discount price. If you're not worried about retiring in the next 5 to 10 years, then why are you worried about your stocks being down 10 to 15, 20%? That should make you happy, you know what I mean? So then you can lower your cost basis on those stocks. Then let's say another crash happens, now your cost basis is already lower, so it might even be evened out, so you won't lose any money on it, but in the long term, it's going to work out. Me personally, when I see my investments go down 10 to 15, 20%, I honestly get happy, because that means I can throw more money in there, and I'm actually getting a good percentage off of my money, and I'm lowering my cost that I bought those shares at, because at that time that I purchased those shares, I believe there was a good price to me personally. So if I see it going down 10, 15, 20%, of course I'm going to buy more of those, because I've actually done my due diligence and looked into the companies I'm actually purchasing in. So I actually I believe in them long term. So I purchased more of them at a cheaper price. So now I even feel better about buying those shares of that company. One thing that I like doing during a stock market downturn is just seeing how people react during that time of stress and seeing their investments go down. See how they can handle it. So then I can take that into my own consideration and be like, okay, I seen this person go crazy over their stuff going down, so I can take that into me and be like, okay, I'm not going to go crazy over it. Of course, I'm going to be like, yeah, oh man, my stuff went down. Of course, I'm going to be mad, you know what I mean, and sad, because I feel like I made a bad investment, but I just know it's a broad market and everything going on around it that has more factors than just me having a bad investment. So you just pay attention to how people react, so then you can learn and take it into your own investment strategies, so then you can do that into the future of more crashes that happen, and then you can do your due diligence and make out of the crashes. You know what I mean? Make money off of them by purchasing more. There are 3 key points I wanted to get across in this video. 1, during a stock market crash, don't sell out of your investments. That is the last thing that you want to do during a stock market crash. Key point number 2 is, while the stock market crash is going on, buy more of those stocks that you own and those companies that you believe in. You should be happy that it is going down. You know what I mean? Key point number 3 is, don't worry about the short term. Worry about the long term. If you're not wanting to retire in the next 5 to 10 years, you should be happy that the stock market goes down. Because the stock market going down makes a big opportunity for a lot of people that has been holding cash on the side. But also, don't hold off too long during the stock market crash, because you don't know the day that it'll start going straight back up. So just consistently invest during a crash. And then you'll even out your average cost on those shares during that crash. Because let's say you purchase a Starbucks for $100. That's your cost basis before the stock market crash. And it goes down to $50, the bottom low at the stock market during the stock market crash. And let's say you bought consistently, then your average share would be $75 during that crash. Alright, that's it for this video. I hope y'all have a nice rest of y'all day. See y'all in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and like, comment, and thank you. Have a nice rest of y'all day.